I've always been fascinated by all things magical, all things tiny, whimsical worlds unknown to man. But if we look carefully, there's magic all around us right now. So we're going to be starting off with a jar. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to be placing some moss inside. The moss that I'm using is natural moss and it's moss I have collected from my garden. You can buy moss as well if you can't find any. And if you know me by now, you know that I love crafting with nature. Once you have your moss inside, you want to grab some nests. So these are the ones that I've got, which are perfect because they've already got the eggs inside, and it's nice, rustic, pretty natural looking as well. So you can paint your eggs and decorate them, but I'm going to leave mine just as they are because I'm going to place the fairy on top. So I think that you won't really see that it's plain too much. And as you can see, these are the fairies I'm going to be using and they're full of colour. They've also got some glitter on the wings. So I placed my fairy inside and she fits wonderfully. The other one was too big, so I had to go with this one. Now you can use some flowers like these. I felt like these were a little bit too big and I did want to go the natural route, so I'm using these, which are chamomile flowers for tea. I used them in my last project. So you're just going to place them inside your jar wherever you like. So I'm having a look at the arrangement and just taking them out if I find that they're too much. So once you're happy with your arrangement, you can place your lid on top. And then I'm going to be decorating the neck of the jar. So I'm going to be taking some of this lace, and I actually got this in the thrift shop. It's a really nice mint green. I don't typically go for this kind of colour, but I thought, I don't know, it just really worked well. So I'm going to cut this and I'm going to let it come down on the side here. So we're just going to tie a knot here and then let it come down. I've added a butterfly. These are actually stickers, so I've bent it a little bit just to make it more 3D and added that to the neck of the jar. I think I might finalise with a flower right here, so I'm going to cut that if I do use it and add it with some hot glue. So here's our first whimsical project. Let me know what you think in the comments. I personally adore it. It's one of my favourite creations to date and I just love the simplicity of it. It was so easy to put together and the vintage touches. For the second DIY, I'm going to be taking this scrap piece of wood from a photo frame that I didn't need. So I've just removed the clip and now I'm going to remove this as well. I'm going to take this piece of, it's actually a sample, so this is a grass piece. If you want to get some grass cheap, then just look for samples because I got a bunch of these. I just paid 99p for postage, so that works out really cheap. I'm going to cut this to size and I'm going to glue it on, covering the wood here. Now I'm going to take this miniature fence and add some glue to stick that down. Now to decorate, I'm going to be using a mixture of real dried flowers. I'm also going to be taking some greenery from, like this was a topiary ball, so I'm just going to take them off like this and I'm going to add some glue and stick it there on the side. Now I'm going to be using the dried flowers, just taking my hot glue again to stick that down right next to the fence. I'm going to make a little mini wreath for my fence, so I'm taking some of this here just from my garden, and this is flexible, which is great because I can actually turn it into a little circle. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to cut this to size and bend it wherever I need. So just bend that, get it into a nice shape. I think I'm going to cut it there. So just taking my hot glue again. And then taking my hot glue, I'm going to decorate it with some dried flowers. So I've got these yellow ones here. I'm just sticking on. You have to be so gentle with miniatures. So I'm going to take the glue to stick it onto the fence. I'm going to do that in the centre. So I've just carried on decorating off camera because all I was doing was placing the flowers, the dried flowers, wherever I thought was appropriate. Now I'm going to be taking these cute ducks. I think it's going to give it a pop of colour, which is necessary. I mean, these do have colours, but they're quite pale. This is really bright. I think we'll take 3 of them. So I decided to go with 2 in the end. 3 was a little too much. So again, just taking my hot glue and placing those down. So this is how it's coming along so far, just because the angle you couldn't really see. I'm going to finish off by placing this little miniature fairy. I just thought she was perfect right here, and you can stick her down, and then a chair right there. Isn't this project just so full of innocence? To be honest, I think that's probably one of the elements that I love so much about fairy gardens and miniatures. I think using the natural flowers just balanced everything out beautifully. And for the final DIY today, I'm going to be taking a bird's nest and I'm going to use this as a wreath. I'm taking this fairy door and I'm going to place it inside and push it in as far as it goes, and you can glue this down. I'm going to take a bird and we're going to stick him on top. I'm going to be taking some artificial greenery. Again, this was from a topiary ball and I just cut it. Taking my hot glue and we're going to stick it on the side of the door. So I've added a few more greenery here. And we're going to keep this nice and simple because this is already decorated with the pinks and the green. I think this is tissue paper. So I'm just going to grab some mushrooms and also some moss. So I'm taking this really bright green and I'm going to stick that onto the nest underneath here. Because this is spring, I really wanted to go with a bright green moss just to show everything is alive. I'm addicted to these, they're just so cute and I really love how shiny they are. They always add that bit of colour that you need in a project, so I'm just sticking one down here and then let's have a look if any more go. I think the orange one looks nice there. Let's try the yellow one. Whoops. No, the orange one looks way better. Yeah, I might stick one here and I think let's stick the yellow one right there. Now I'm taking this paper, it's actually a sticker, this vintage butterfly. I'm going to add it here with my hot glue, and then I've taken this from a ripped book and I thought that I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to spell out spring. I'm going to have to cut out each of the letters, so I've had to look for words with the letters that I need. So I'm going to write spring and I'm going to stick it onto here and then place it here or somewhere. So episode has a few letters that we need for spring. I found a word that has ing, so at least I have to cut out 3 different letters. I've got it all in one go there. So you can see my words down here, spelling spring. I'm going to have to stick it down now. So I'm just going to do that with my glue stick. So here it is, we've spelt it all out, finally. And now I'm going to cut it and stick it on. Look at how teeny tiny it is. Here's a quick look at our third and final DIY for today. Please do share this video with others and let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Bye!